Yo, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for all the support and everything that you guys gave me. And for the 100 subscriber special, we're gonna do a vote. So please go down to the Discord and go to the 100 subscriber special tab and server and just comment a what if. And people like it, they're gonna start voting on it. And the highest voted what if, we're gonna be doing that. So other than that, guys, let's get started on the video. So we start off with Izuku going home from the hero versus villain battle. The next day, Aizawa tells them that they're going to the USJ, as everyone gets excited and puts on their hero costumes, as they get on the bus and they start driving to the USJ. As Izuku gets closer and closer to the building, he feels a strange presence, as he doesn't know what it is, but he doesn't tell anyone just yet. As they enter the building, Izuku tells Aizawa what he feels, because he's feeling a much stronger presence that's coming from the USJ. As he tells Aizawa this, Aizawa doesn't know what Izuku means and is actually confused. But he's still on guard. As 13 starts explaining everything, Izuku keeps on looking toward the center of the USJ. As Aizawa tells Izuku to pay attention. But then, all of a sudden, Izuku yells run, as all of them are confused what Izuku means. But then, a huge portal appears in the middle of the USJ, and lots of villains come through the portal. This is more than the Canon's one. There were lots and lots of villains. And the Nomu that steps out, it has a flame punch that can stop regeneration, which is a major downside for Izuku. As both Izuku and Aizawa get into a fighting stance, as Aizawa tells Izuku to run as well. Then Izuku laughs and tells Aizawa that he's not gonna be running away. As Izuku looks back to see his class being teleported away by Kirigiri's mist, as he starts running toward it, but the mist dissipates, and then he sees that his class was teleported around the USJ. Izuku's furious at this, as he starts rampaging through the villain crowd, as he gets to the shipwreck in the USJ, as he sees that Froppy and Mineta are on the boat, and the villains were surrounding him. As Izuku doesn't know what to do, he then jumps into the river and does a massive punch, which brings all the water on shore and brings the boat onto land, as both Froppy and Mineta climb out of the boat, as they were both confused in what just happened. As Izuku told them what just happened, they were both surprised at Izuku's strength. But then, Froppy points out that everyone is regrouping at the top of the USJ, and both Froppy and Mineta call over Izuku to come with them, but Izuku refuses and starts running into the villain crowd, defeating as many villains as he can. But all of a sudden, the Nomu punches Izuku straight in the head with his fire regeneration quirk, as Izuku is unable to regenerate from that punch, as Izuku leaves a giant crater in the wall as he falls to the ground. As Aizawa is furious by this, he runs at the Nomu using his quirk, and stops the Nomu from using his quirk for a few seconds. But Aizawa couldn't hold it up for any longer, and blinks. At the very second that Aizawa blinks, the Nomu smashes Aizawa's head into the ground. As Aizawa is being smashed into the ground, Izuku sees this and goes into a furious rage, as his instincts takes over and start rushing at the Nomu. As Izuku's confused what is happening, as he's in the backlines as his instincts are taking over, as he's trying to take control of his body, but he's unable to. Right then and there, Izuku starts punching the Nomu, but it's to no avail, as the Nomu punches Izuku one time and Izuku falls back. As Izuku falls back toward Aizawa, as Aizawa reaches out with his bloody hand and touches Izuku. But then, a pop-up pops up, saying forced regeneration, as his slime takes over Aizawa's body and starts regenerating it to its max strength. As Aizawa is confused what's going on, and so is Izuku. But then, Aizawa pops out, and he's fully healed, and Izuku gained a new ability called Eraser Punch. As Izuku had no time to think, he clears his mind and rushes at the Nomu, as he uses his new ability called Eraser Punch, as he punches the Nomu straight in the head with all of his power, as he yells Eraser Punch, as he cleanly punches off the Nomu's head. As he lands to the ground, still in his adrenaline rush, he calms down and tries to think and analyze the situation and what just happened, as he realizes that he just fully healed Aizawa and that he kinda took his quirk or copied it somehow, as he just gained the abilities of it. As he doesn't know what's going on, he tries to test out his theory, and he engulfs the dead body of the Nomu. After he does this, he sees that he got the abilities of the Nomu, and that his regular strength and abilities and regeneration skill were boosted by a lot, and that he gained an ability called Flame Kick. As Izuku was confused, but this still proved Izuku's theory. But then, all of a sudden, Shigaraki starts scratching his face and starts yelling in anger, and then lunges at Izuku, but Izuku dodges, and Shigaraki is about to lunge again, but then Kirigiri envelops Shigaraki in a mist and teleports him away. But then, Izuku felt exhausted and fell to the ground. At that very moment, All Might bursts through the door yelling, "I'm here," and he sees all the destruction and all the villains laying on the ground. And then he sees Izuku. As he sees him laying on the ground, All Might gets angry and gets to Izuku as quickly as possible. And then he sees that Izuku is still alive and assures himself that he won't let anything like this happen to him again. As Izuku wakes up, he sees that he's in the re-infirmary room and that he's with Recovery Girl. As immediately Izuku asks for one of Recovery Girl's hairs. As she's very confused in why Izuku is asking this, as she starts looking around Izuku, seeing if Izuku had any severe brain damage. As Izuku says that he's not hurt right now, and that he just wants to test something out. Recovery Girl pulls off a hair and hands it to Izuku, as she starts babbling on and how Izuku might be crazy. As Izuku grabs the hair, and then immediately absorbs it with his slime quirk. And then he gets a pop-up saying that he got Restoration Arm. As Izuku's confused, he realizes that he might be able to heal anyone if he uses his hands and touches them with it. As Izuku's joyed that he must have been able to copy quirks now, as Izuku starts jumping in joy. As Recovery Girl yells at Izuku and tells him to stop jumping and that it's dangerous. As Recovery Girl asks Izuku why he was jumping so much and that he was so cheerful. And then Izuku shows Recovery Girl what he got. And Recovery Girl was stunned by this, as she was so confused in how Izuku was able to heal himself with his arms. As Recovery Girl asks how, he explains that he gained the abilities from eating her hair, as she was very confused in what just happened. As Recovery Girl called over All Might and tells Izuku what just happened. As Izuku starts explaining, All Might is confused and is actually worried in what just happened to One For All. As Izuku assures him that One For All's purpose is different and it's supposed to be passed down and that it can't be changed in any way. As All Might releases a sigh of relief. As Izuku starts cheering in joy, as he's happy that he's gotten a new ability that he can use with his quirk. As someone knocks on the door, All Might immediately buffs up and sees that the class is coming in. As everyone starts to talk to Izuku and ask him how he is. As everyone starts to leave, Aizawa walks in and closes the door. As he asks Izuku and how he was able to beat the Nomu. As Izuku explains in what happened. And he also explains that he ate a bit of Recovery Girl's hair and that he also gained a Recovery Girl's ability, but only to a slight extent, as he was able to gain their quirk, but in a different way. As Aizawa was confused, but assured Izuku that there will be a lot of training ahead, but Izuku's confused what Aizawa means. As Aizawa starts to explain that there's going to be a sports festival and that he has around 2 weeks to train all of his new abilities and to get himself ready for the sports festival. As All Might interrupts and tells him that this is where he needs to show people that he'll be the next #1 hero and put a smile on everyone's face and give hope to people. As Izuku felt the pressure of what the sports festival is actually about. Okay, as the day ends, both Deku, Ida, and Uraraka start walking toward the train station like in the regular canon. But then, Denki comes over and asks them if he can walk with them because Mineta left home early that day. As none of them object, they all start walking together toward the train station. But then, Izuku asks them a weird question that they were not expecting. Izuku asks them if he can have a hair sample of their hair, as all of them were confused on why Izuku asked this question. But Izuku starts explaining this and they agree, as they all hand a hair sample, and Izuku absorbs their hair and gains the ability. Okay guys, this is where I'm gonna leave it off. If you guys want to know what Izuku gets, you guys are gonna have to wait for the next part. And you guys are gonna have to like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe as well. And I really want you guys to go check out What If Deku Had the Ozaru transformation. It's really interesting, and I really worked hard on it. So I want you guys to go check that out, because I really want to continue that series, because it's really fun for me. And you guys should also go check out my Discord for the 100K special, and check it out, because you guys really should post a what if there that people might vote for. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a good day.